Welcome to the One Up Podcast. I am your host, El Caballo, aka Tony. Here with some of my nearest and dearest. I got my dog Pucho in the building.
Oh man, starting with me first today. That's great.
I got my dog Doe in the building.
What's going on?
And I got my dog Mateo in the building.
I go last because I was mocking him when he was doing his intro.
That's a fact. Fucking mocking me. God damn it. Have some respect for the CEO and chief of this motherfucking shit. I love it. They all shake their heads. Doe's the only one that's with me. He's the VP, so.
I appreciate that.
No problem, Doe. Niggas is tight. You see the tightness on these guys' face?
Tony, they say that the fish rots from the head, so you have to chop off the head.
I don't know what type of bullshit, medieval bullshit you want right now, Mateo, but that's not how that works around here.
Okay.
Heavy is the head that wears the crown, Mateo. My shit is heavy. That's right. I'm dropping one-liners for the year, boys. We're doing it big.
I don't think that's the same, but
it is. Heavy as the head. All right, whatever.
I think it's been misconstrued through time.
It just got better. It's gotten one up.
I like it, but because it's both metaphorical and literal. Like the crown weighs heavy on your head, and also being king is hard. Like I like that change, but I don't think it's the original quote.
I might get that shit tatted on my neck.
Oh, you're an idiot.
Doughboy wants lips tatted on his neck.
That's
that want lips tatted on his neck.
Although my sexiness would increase by like 100%.
Why? I don't think tattoos would increase. Neck tattoos like that. Nah.
Yep.
You got a beard, so you ain't really gonna.
Is it neck tattoos or is it the lips on your neck specifically?
Neck tattoos in places that make you unemployable. Yo, I'm being serious.
Those are the best ones.
Those are the ones that increase your sexiness rate for women. They're like, oh, this nigga don't give a fuck. Like,
yeah, I see those memes where they're like unemployed, 6 baby mamas.
Yeah, that's a little bit mean though. Like,
bro, and the girl's legs be wide open with waterfall and shit. Like that shit hasn't been done.
My favorite one is the woman that's going into the next year and leaving all the old stuff, and it's every year. It's always like shit. A new one.
That's funny. Well, Doughboy, I'll start off with you since you're actually paying attention. I don't know about these bottoms, but how was your week, man? How was your week?
My weekend was great, and it's even greater now that I know about the throat goat. Tonight, I stumbled upon a revelation on Twitter. Apparently, Ronald Reagan's wife, Nancy Reagan, is the throat goat. Apparently, before she got married to Mr. Ronald Reagan, she used to chill around the MGM lots in Hollywood, and she used to give an amazing amount of fellatios, and she was the best on the lot, apparently. So now everybody is going back through the ages and the pictures. She was sitting on Mr. T's lap. She was dancing with Frank Sinatra, and Ronald Reagan came over and told Frank Sinatra to stop dancing with his wife. So now all of these pictures have different meanings now. But yeah, he said, damn, man, if my wife sucked Mr. T's dick, I'd want to plant drugs in his community too.
God damn.
That's funny.
That's funny as hell.
Fucked up.
Yeah, so I found that out tonight, and it made my day instantly better.
So Doey led with apparently. He meant allegedly.
Yeah.
Because this is all
allegedly.
She might be the throat god.
You mean that
it's
I can't?
Possible.
You mean I can't get my news from Twitter?
I mean, like Ronald Reagan used to be an actor before he was a politician. So I mean, like, you know, it makes sense. He probably met his wife, you know, on the lots. You know, who knows? I don't know their history.
Facts.
I like the idea of them having a leaderboard of like who is the best on the lot.
Damn, that'd be fire.
What were they saying? Because she coined the "just say no to drugs," right? But they saying they could, but for the blowjobs, for her.
But she was always down to do it. Yeah, I think they called her Nancy. Nancy just does it, or some shit like that. Some crazy shit like that.
Damn, Nike's gonna go after her.
For real. Just blow. I would have pictured her face with a Nike check sign. Damn, that shit sounds fire. Almost like that. Who's got that shirt though? With the porno Popeyes chicken girl. Is it the Zeus that has the shirt with the chick that got banged?
Yeah, I'm not sure who has that shirt, but I know exactly what you're talking about. It's a Pornhub like legend.
Yeah, it was like a Popeyes. She was getting fucked in the Popeyes and she was going in. It's like a legend thing. Yeah, it's crazy. People got shirts, hats, and everything of the chick.
Yeah, there's a meme on Twitter when you'll see like a girl in a Popeyes uniform and it's like a porno.
Yeah, classic shit. Classic hood shit.
I mean,
I'm
Popeyes
excited.
is fire. So
Yes.
good chicken, good porn.
Better than KFC's.
I agree. You know
Better
why?
than
Chick-fil-A.
KFC doesn't have red beans and rice.
KFC got no soul. That fucking
My
Kentucky
cousin.
Fried Chick motherfucker on that shit. What's his name? The Colonel? What they call this
Colonel
man?
Sanders.
Fucking sounded like he owned some plantation and shit back in the days. Oh, fuck
Yeah,
with that shit.
Kentucky Colonel.
He definitely owned a plantation or two, for a fact.
His KFC
I don't know
franchise.
if that's for a fact.
His KFC franchise literally got my gallbladder removed.
Allegedly.
No, this isn't even alleged. You just made it up. Like, there's no claims other than what you just invented.
I back it up.
Well, he's the one alleging it, so I guess it can count as allegedly. It's like when Tony says, you know, some people say.
Hey, some
Some
people
would
do
say.
say it.
Some would say.
One person says it. I don't think you could say some people say it, but
How was your week, Mateo?
Dude, I haven't done anything. It's just been the end of the year work grind. But I did pick up Monster Rancher 1 and 2 because they released on Steam. And I've just been stuck in a nostalgia hole. I've got this little like a rabbit that like knows Kung Fu and just beating the shit out of other monsters. It's so good. The game's basically like Tamagotchis plus Pokemon.
Tamagotchi.
Nice.
for the people that don't know, Monster Hunter was the not Monster Hunter. Monster Rancher was the better Pokemon game. Okay.
I agree.
That's rough. I would not.
It was cool, man. You could pop any disc into the game, and it would read the CD-ROM, and then you would get a monster out of it. So then you would scrounge your
Really?
house and grab all the CDs and pop them in and see what you could get. And yeah, it was. There's like a cool aspect to the game. I don't know how they generated the monsters from the CDs. Like, is there like a dictionary or something like that? But
Yeah, and there were rare ones that you could only get from like one or two like particular CDs. Like that was the only way to get those monsters was to have just happen to own those CDs.
So
Like
whack.
I think like one of the Mariah Carey Christmas albums gives you like a Santa rabbit or something like that, and it's the only way to get that particular monster.
I wonder what they'll give you for
Whoa.
Back That Ass Up Juvenile.
So it's a rabbit with a big old dump truck.
the rabbit's thick with 3 C's.
That's funny. What about you, Pooch? How was your week, man?
Good. I got for the people listening around the world. Okay, I just want to let you guys know. I've entered the 77-inch universe. Okay, so I got a brand new television, OLED. Some people are jealous about my 77-inch OLED HD TV, and it's fantastic. I'm watching movies. playing games. It's so beautiful. I was like, I just need to go back, and I've been replaying Red Dead Redemption 2 just because I got the TV.
Have you gone and watched Dune on it yet?
I watched Dune on it. It was glorious. It was amazing. Yeah.
Some would say that you're just a big flexer now, Pooch.
I just want to let the world know where I'm at. Okay, this podcast is about being honest with each other, sharing our truths, and I'm just doing that. I'm not one-upping anybody. I'm not saying that you with your 65-inch TV is beneath me or anything like that, or the fact that you don't have an OLED isn't now puts you in a lower caste of society. Wow. I'm not making any claims like that.
Or the fact that he doesn't have 2.1 HDMI.
Right. I'm not making those claims. All I'm saying is that I'm in the 77-inch universe, okay? And maybe other people should come along for the ride. It's glorious.
He one-upped himself, Tony. This is a podcast about self-improvement.
Absolutely.
Yeah, right.
That's why I bought a new receiver, and I'm gonna buy new speakers. So I'm gonna blow the whole living room out with the sound.
He ain't blowing shit up with those sounds. His daughter's sleeping. He ain't blowing nothing up.
I'll wake her ass up.
Shots to my non 2.1 fucking non OLED fucking 60-inch TV.
Bro, I got a 50-inch.
Yeah,
it's
but
not
that's
about
you.
60.
That's you. You're different.
I've never even broached the 60 area.
Cheers.
Cheers.
Oh, how about you, Tony? How you doing, buddy?
Sorry, that was loud. I'm doing good, man. Just busy at work during the end of the year shit. Fucking have a Christmas party that I'm planning for the guys at work. We're gonna do like we were supposed to go out to like Cheesecake Factory, and we're gonna pay for the food and the bar and stuff for the guys or whatever, but because of COVID, company's not approving it, so it is what it is. And we're gonna do like a little steak barbecue at the shop for lunch. So gonna buy some steak and have fun with the guys and bromance, I guess is how it is with your coworkers. Then I'm gonna surprise them with some like Christmas gifts, like a raffle and stuff like that. So
nice.
By the time even if they see this, they already have like me and Emily got like Ozark stainless cups, thermos cups or whatever, with like a gift card to $15 gift card to Dunkin' Donuts for everybody, and then we got like a raffle prizes of a lifetime fucking cooler, pretty fucking nice cooler. This shit is solid, dude. Like claps and all types of fucking shit, and then a tablet, and then a $75 gift card to Target, and Beats wireless earbuds.
Nice.
So those four things will be raffled, and everybody gets cups, and just in case some people feel shaded by not getting or winning a raffle. So
he said $75 gift card, and I thought he was about to say a 75-inch TV.
I know. That's what I was gonna say. You need to keep
I'll
that for
put
yourself.
that shit on myself and give him my 60-inch. The fuck, like, this is brand new in the box. Why is the box bigger than the TV? Well, that's because it's extra protection. Oh, it doesn't come with an HDMI or a power cable either. I don't know what happened, but no, yeah. So it is what it is. I do plan on getting Pucho's exact TV, but the 66-inch version, because a 70-inch would not fit in the room. It'll be too fucking big. I have a 75-inch in the living room, so I've already been in the 75-inch gang. I just haven't hit that 77.
I think you mean 65, right?
No, the Vizio in the living room is 75.
Okay.
Yeah.
Makes sense. It was a big TV. I remember that TV being big.
Yeah.
Yeah, that BBW porn. Never forget it.
You love that shit.
The BBW women never looked bigger.
This is big,
But on
large
that-
and in charge.
I hate the walls when there's so much room on the walls because the TV looks small when it's a big ass TV. I told Emily, I was like, yo, we got to aim for like, when we get our new house, we got to aim for like 100-inch TV or something like that. If it ain't 80 or up.
That empty space is meant for tower speakers. So you get the tower speakers on the sides and it kind of fills out the space.
I don't really. But
Isn't it crazy? Like, life is just like The Sims. You just keep getting better until you just have the wall, the one that's like 10,000 simoleons.
no, they have
Just the entire wall.
what I want to get. It's expensive though. It's like they come by like 10 by 10 little cube squares, and you can build your TV up. You can expand it. And it's literally like little boxes. You connect it, and connect it, and the TV gets as big as you have it. You can have it long ways. You can whatever the fuck. That shit's
Like
fire.
a Lego TV.
What you mean
about
Lego speakers?
No, it's actual monitors.
They're display panels. That's how they do those big ass like displays, like the shit they had at the Game Awards. That huge roll down screen would have been built with like things like that.
I see. You could just get
Fire
an LED
shit.
wall at that point.
Basically, yeah.
Yeah, but but since we were talking about it, Game Awards, boys. How did you guys watch it, and what did you think about the winners and nominees in some of the categories? I can tell you right now, I don't like the Game of the Year one, but that's just me.
I heard good things about It Takes Two. I've never actually played it, but I've heard it's probably one of the best like co-op experiences ever.
Yeah, I mean, I bought it, and me and Lisa played through like a quarter of it, and we both really enjoyed it, but she never sticks with games, so I gotta keep pestering her in order to like get through a video game. So, well, you know, obviously we never finished it, but for the little we did play, or I guess the quarter that we did play, it was cool. We played through like 3 different levels. Every level has like totally different mechanics, and it's just really cool. Just like it's the same people though, Tony, that made A Way Out. Remember that game where you got to break out of prison? It's the same people. It's just a different premise, and I think it was better executed personally. But
We didn't finish that game either.
nope.
Sad.
You know which one made me salty a little bit?
Which one?
The best art direction. The Deathloop won that one because I don't know. I never played Deathloop, so maybe I'm missing part of the story. But I've watched gameplay footage of Deathloop, and I've watched like streamers play it and things like that. It didn't seem like there was any super original art ideas in that. Honestly, I thought that Psychonauts 2 should have taken that one.
Yeah, I mean, I haven't played Psychonauts 2. It's on my list of shit that I want to play. Having played Deathloop, I could tell you that while the world itself isn't like
Unique.
original per se, like it's just made up of stuff, the layout, the look of the world, all that stuff, it feels really unique. I don't know what it is about that world. It just feels unique.
Gotcha.
Granted, I only played like a couple hours of Deathloop, and I moved on to other games. I'm planning on circling back to play to finish it. It was fun.
Returnal should have got that in my book.
I don't think Returnal was in art direction.
Game
was
direction. You said game direction
action.
or art?
No, art direction.
Oh, art direction. Oh, I apologize.
Yeah, Returnal won best indie game.
That's
Oh yeah, they did,
fire.
didn't they?
That I didn't see that.
Kind of
That's
unfair.
fire.
And
Why?
best debut indie game, I think too, right?
No, they didn't. They won best action game. Kina won debut, and Kina won best indie.
game.
That's the one. I remember that whoever won best indie game also won best debut.
Yeah.
But Returnal won best audio, which makes sense.
Yeah, the audio in that game was great.
Does that also count like the controller audio too?
I would assume so.
It was awesome.
PlayStation just has an edge if they're considering that in like the audio shit too. Then
Absolutely.
They said the best independent game was Loop Hero.
No, that was one of the nominees, but it was Kena Bridge of Spirits is what won it.
I was going
I'm
for Loop.
tripping when I said Returnal.
I was going for Loop Hero. I was hoping Loop Hero was going to take it.
I thought Loop Hero would take it, and it felt like it just came out too long ago, and I feel like it just didn't last out the rest of the year. but I felt like so many people were playing it for just like that month. It was crazy. I don't know. It was really cool. I enjoyed the shit out of the game.
I took
That game
off
was
work.
that game was nonstop on my computer for like a couple of days.
I actually took a day off of work to play that game.
I remember that.
Really?
My favorite award. I don't remember even what the category was, but Metroid Dread won something.
I think it was action. Let me check.
Right? I thought it was action. Somebody said Returnal won action. I don't think so.
Yeah, no, best action adventure, Metroid Dread.
Right. Here's our opportunity. Right? We finally got another 2D Metroid game. It's actually good. It wins an award, on the biggest stage for Game Awards. Mm-hmm. And what does the guy come out and do? Instead of giving like some kind of passionate speech to the fans about all the cool shit they're planning and all, or influence anything. No. Instead, they just like fucking read off like a fucking advertisement. I was like, really? Like you get up on the stage, you win an award, you're just trying to get people to buy your game. I don't know. It felt so like sterile.
Yikes.
To just go up there and read a speech,
What y'all think about that guy that went to accept the It Takes Two Game of the Year award? That guy looks so unprepared. Maybe that's just his style. Maybe his style is just super casual, and maybe his speaking is erratic like that. But he just seems so caught off guard that he won Game of the Year.
You don't know who that is? That's the oh my god, this guy is a walking shit show.
Really?
He's like 2 years ago he was like yelling at Keeley like on the microphone. He was cursing up a storm on the mic. They were like, whoa. They were like pulling him off. He was drunk and shit. Like it was fucking hilarious.
Shit,
I forgot his name. It's something like
that.
Ferreira.
You know what? You know what I don't understand, and maybe because I'm just not a fan of the game. How the fuck did Final Fantasy Online is one best ongoing game over Warzone or even fucking Fortnite at that?
Dude, I don't play the game, but I have buddies that do, and the narrative work that they've done with all the expansions that come out is ridiculous. It's nuts. They add a lot of content to that game. Granted, they charge money for it, so they do have kind of an unfair advantage against a game like Fortnite or Warzone. Although I guess Fortnite is just printing money. Like they don't have to charge for any of their expansions or anything because people are just throwing money at them.
Okay, I see.
I was just kind of glad to see Fortnite get beat out, though. Honestly,
you know, it's also Forza Horizon too. I mean, they got best audio. Yeah, they got best fucking audio in the game.
oh, so it wasn't
Yeah, they
Returnal. We're just misinforming the people tonight.
got. Oh yeah, that's
we're
why I
fucking
double checked. That's
big
why I
time.
double checked. So best audio design is for Forza Horizon 5. I'm surprised Rift Apart didn't get that. The Ratchet and Clank one.
I never played that one, but I've never played any of the Ratchet and Clank games, so I didn't know like whether I should just jump in or not.
Dude, those games
Play
are
the first
awesome,
one.
dog.
The first one on PS4 is really good.
So I love the Verge's headline for It Takes Two winning. It says, game dev known for cursing at Game Awards curses at the Game Awards. While accepting, yeah, it's so fucking ridiculous.
They also won best sports / racing game too. I can't believe Hot Wheels even made the list. That's awesome.
Hot Wheels, it's a solid game. It's not. It doesn't have a lot of content. I bought it on release, and it just doesn't have enough content yet.
Yeah, that's
I
something.
mean, it made the list because there's only like fucking 6 racing games that come out a year. Right?
Yeah.
Yeah, GT didn't come out.
There's an F1 game that comes out every year that I don't even think even places anywhere in these things. I don't know.
Also, too, it's just a mind fuck, bro. I don't know who makes these lists, but best multiplayer game, the winner, It Takes Two.
Well, what would be your vote?
Well, out of that list, I would say either Back 4 Blood or Knockout City. Knockout City is fucking fun.
I mean, you should play It Takes Two before you judge.
Well, you
it.
have it, right?
Yeah,
Well,
and actually, we could play it. I think if just one of us owns it, I think we could co-op it.
Then let's do that. We'll do that one of these days, or when I come over into that glorious 77K. I can see it's all magnificent.
Imagine split screen on that. It's like an entire TV for yourself.
You got a whole 4K screen to yourself with the split.
What's going to be awesome is I'm just going to get trashed, right? And Pujo's going to go to bed. He's going to wake up. It's going to be a Jameson bottle right through the center of his fucking TV. I'm like, yo, what the fuck happened here? What happened to the 77
That's
inch?
way more destructive than I thought. I thought you were going to say you were going to leave your 55 inch there or something and just try to convince him it's a 77.
Nah, you can. I'm joking, Pucho. Knock on wood. Yeah, nah, you can tell the difference between 77 and a fucking 60 inch real easy.
It Takes Two is also on PC Game Pass since it's been renamed now by Gata.
It got renamed for real?
Yeah, it used to be Xbox Game Pass for PC, but like, did you not see the commercial with Gata and Dave?
Nah.
No way.
Yeah, Gata's like, why don't you just call it PC Game Pass? They're like, done.
Yeah, which I thought was weird. Because is it now called PC Game Pass even on the Xbox?
No, I think the Xbox is still Xbox Game Pass, but it's Xbox Game Pass and PC Game Pass now instead of Xbox Game Pass for PC or whatever it was called before.
Yeah.
Also,
It makes sense.
Yeah, get it smart.
Also, too, the most anticipated game, they get Elder Ring.
100%.
Yeah.
100%.
I wasn't even shocked by that.
That makes
By that
sense.
one. I called that before they even announced. I was like, Elden Ring. It's Elden Ring all day.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I mean, I don't
What
care
game
about.
is more anticipated? Like people.
Well, I mean, they got God of War, the Horizon Forbidden West, the sequel of Legend of Zelda, and Starfield.
Legend of Zelda was the only.
Go ahead, Matthew.
Yeah, that was the one I thought might take it. That was the only one that like I called Elden Ring because it was the first one on the list, and then I saw that I was like, oh fuck, no Elden Ring. I'm still going Elden Ring.
Yeah, Breath of the Wild 2 definitely has. Nintendo's just got the juice. Okay, you could never really expect what they're gonna do, and I think that's why it's always interesting to pay attention to what they actually do at the end of the day, because they're always pushing the envelope of just changing everything. So like, even though it's a sequel to a game, I still expect it to play very different from the original. Whereas a game like God of War 2, Horizon 2, I know what I'm getting. I'm not very excited. Like, I'm going to be excited to play those games, but I'm not like hyped for, like, when they come, I'm going to enjoy them and then move on with my life. There's going to be great experiences. But like Elden Ring, I don't know what I'm getting yet. It's a very unique, it could be very unique. And the same with Breath of the Wild too.
Did lead to one of those cringy like Game Award skits though. The little pot monster coming out or whatever. So cheesy. That and then the one they did for the Suicide Squad reveal, where they had the actors come out playing. I forget what her name is that is in charge of the Suicide Squad. You not see this little skit? It was goofy.
They have Margot Robbie.
No, it was the director chick, but it wasn't actually the actress that plays her. It was, I guess, whoever, I don't know, some other person they had playing her. But yeah, she came out and did a little skit.
I literally watched the Game Awards by just skipping through all the talking, and all I was seeing was, oh, this game won? Cool. Skip. Oh, game reveal. And skip. And like, that's how I kind of walked through the whole Game Awards. So there's a lot that I missed in terms of like context to the reveals and stuff like that. But.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, no, I was watching it like in real time. I was gonna join our boy Felix, but I was like, I didn't realize that he wanted me to be on like camera and voice chatting. I was like, oh, I don't have the ability to do that right
now. Is Elden Ring like Skyrim? And for all the fans out there of Elden Ring, I'm sorry, I'm not a big medieval war RPG playing, so no disrespect.
The best I can tell about it is it's gonna be like a multiplayer Dark Souls.
And is it co-op?
I think.
They were even saying that you could play co-op with an infinite number of people. That shit makes no sense at all. So we'll see how that plays out.
I wonder if the more people join, the harder they magnify the boss fights or some shit. Like,
yeah, I don't know. I bet they're gonna encourage you to fight each other. That'd be the only way you can have that many people on a server.
What if it's like Castle Crashers, where like you beat the boss and then you have to fight each other for like the princess's heart? I remember that from Castle Crashers.
I remember that.
I remember that from Double Dragon 1.
Yep.
But I never beat Castle Crashers, sadly.
Yeah, I think they did it for each individual like princess you save. Basically, it was now fight.
That's dope.
Nah, but definitely. It Takes Two. I definitely gonna have to look at it because if it definitely got the game of the year and shit. So it's like I want to have to definitely check it out and play it and see what the fucking hype is about because honestly, I as of right now, I can't see it.
What would be your game of the year, I guess?
I would put Ratchet and Clank up there.
Damn.
Nah, Returnal, bro. It's all about that
Returnal's
Returnal.
good, but I think it just died out. Even though it dropped like this year, I think it's just that Ratchet and Clank, bro. It's like for all the old heads that have been playing since back in it just has that nostalgia feel. Like even though Returnal's great, that's a fucking it's a first. It's a AAA game, and it's the first of what is the genre of that game?
Roguelite.
Roguelike, yes, thank you.
AAA roguelite.
Bro, I played roguelike games and they're okay, but this is the first time they brought it to like a great detailed graphic and bro, I think what made that game better is the remote control for the PS5.
Yeah.
Like it's so crazy how that remote control changed the game because their remote controls back in the day is shit. The 4, the 3, the 2, shit, and then fucking this 5 controller. Just made a lot of games like that. Even all these little indie games, if they can keep incorporating that controller with it, phenomenal. It's phenomenal.
Yeah, it makes racing games feel really fun too.
I haven't tried out any racing games.
Yeah,
And shooting games. Some of the trigger pull on them,
yeah.
crazy.
That should take some getting used to in Borderlands.
Yo, you think your fucking controller's broken at times. I like playing 2K for a little bit. I thought my controller was broken. I was like, what the fuck? Why is this loose and this one's not? And it's because of the fatigue. Pretty dope.
That's wild. I didn't know that was a thing. That's cool.
Yeah, the two games that are in my mind, that I like. It may sound silly, but for me, the game that I played the most and had, I think, the most enjoyment, and I was like invested, is probably the Demon Souls remake. I played the shit out of that game. Like I put more than 100 hours on there. I made multiple characters, multiple playthroughs, helped easy in certain parts. But like there was I don't know. I played that game a ton. We were playing with Jesus, playing with Doe, playing with Easy. Like I don't know. I had a lot of fun with it.
Yeah, that's
And then either Returnal or Astrobot. It may sound crazy. I had so much fun playing Astrobot.
Really?
Like I had so much fun. And
Isn't Astrobot
it
last
just
year,
felt
though?
amazing. Like I don't know.
Like Astro, the little like robot on the PS5, the demo
Yeah, the
guy.
little demo.
Yeah, the little demo
PS4.
shit.
Huh.
But that's because
That was
they incorporate the PS5 like how it needs to be with the PlayStation controller and the game and the console and all that. So I can see that having an unfair advantage.
I don't think I've got a good pick for my personal game of the year. Honestly, y'all know me. I don't play a lot of like the games as they immediately come out. I don't know. Maybe Halo. That Halo Infinite multiplayer has been real damn good. I haven't started on the campaign yet.
As a campaign.
So yeah, mine would be just like Halo Infinite multiplayer would be probably game of the year, or something stupid like Loop Hero, or let's just pull up Golf with Your Friends. That game came out years ago, but I think its official release is finally this year.
Yeah, I think Resident Evil Village too. That's an honorable mention. Resident Evil
that's fair.
Village, really good. They basically tried to like, they really like riding on the coattails of Resident Evil 4, and it's enjoyable enough that it like I appreciate what they did there. If they keep moving in that direction, I'll enjoy it.
Yeah, Jesus and Easy beasted on that game, by the way. I've never seen the Jesus.
Easy beat that. Yeah.
No, yeah, Easy goes hard, but I've never really, other than Resident Evil, I've never seen Jesus really dedicate some time on a fucking game like that. Like, I was like, damn.
I mean, he likes Resident Evil, so like he he loves Resident Evil, so like he played through before he played, I think before he replayed 7, because I think he recently replayed 7, he beat the Resident Evil 3 remake, and then he replayed 7. He had played it when it came out. He played it on VR or whatever, and then he beat 8. So like he's just a big Resident Evil fan in general. So it's a game that he's always gonna pick up and play.
That's awesome. Hey, what about the best part of the Game Awards show? What about the reveals?
Facts.
All right.
Like cool. Like the awards are cool and all, but I'm there for the reveals. That's all I care about. I want to see what's coming out.
So let's do this, not just machine gunning the reveals that we liked. Let's talk about the reveals we liked, one at a time, So, Tony, do you want to, I guess, bring up the reveal that you were most, I guess, interested in?
So I have 2. I was interested in The Matrix Resurrection. I think they had the demo off of the PS5, and it has the Unreal Engine in it. Looks pretty good. I haven't played it myself, but I seen it on video. I downloaded it today, but I didn't have time to fucking play it. But I think they did a perfect timing when it came out because the movie's coming out too. So they kind of play. They're definitely playing at an algorithm. So it's like I'm excited for it. I want to see what they do. Even though the last games weren't as good, the one that they made before, it was like But let's see.
I got to play it last night. It's a tech demo. It's cool. I thought what they're trying to show off with the Unreal Engine 5, it switched from like a real Keanu Reeves to like the graphical Keanu Reeves, and you could barely tell. Like
that's rad.
Whatever facial animation shit they got going on now looks really good. And then they let you like explore an open world. They show you that they have a lot of things figured out.
Yeah, saying that it looks pretty good, I think is a major disservice. It looks fucking unreal, no pun intended. It looks ridiculous.
Well, it looks good on your TV now because, remember, we're just lower class citizens on this side. So.
I looked at it on YouTube and I looked at it through, I think I looked at it through SharePlay last night when Doe was playing.
Damn, but that doesn't do it justice. SharePlay doesn't do it justice.
It did enough justice. It looked incredible.
What is your number 2 you're excited about, Tony?
I don't play the game. I even have a discuss for it. But the Halo TV series, I'm very interested in watching that.
It looked good as hell. His costume looked so fucking good, dude.
Yeah.
His costume looked just spot on.
Yeah.
Granted, cosplayers have been doing that shit for years, so maybe I shouldn't be that surprised that like a major, producer of television was able to do it. But
yeah,
was there some drama with Master Chief or something like that?
I haven't heard of any.
For some reason, in the back of my mind, I just remember something from like a couple of weeks ago, maybe a month or so ago, with like Master Chief being black or something like that, and people were pissed off.
Did they ever even show his face though? I didn't think they even showed his face in any of the games.
Maybe I'm making this up, and maybe I'm mixing 2 different stories.
Maybe they changed one of the characters, or maybe Cortana's black or something, and people were upset about that. Who knows? It's the internet. They get upset about all kinds of stupid nonsense. They got mad at us for having brown people content. So,
oh yeah, that was one thing when I was playing. When I was playing Halo 1, I was surprised to see Cortana. I was like, "Is this where they got the fucking Windows fucking AI chick like annoying me and shit?" I thought that was cool that Microsoft went that hard that they went and grabbed a Halo character and made it like the fucking AI for the operating system. I thought that was cool.
Yep. Who wants to go next?
Go do it. What was something, I guess, reveal wise that you were excited about?
Super excited for Alan Wake.
I thought you were going to be.
I knew it.
Yeah.
Hey, how is it Alan Wake 2? Isn't American Nightmare Alan Wake 2?
I've never even played American Nightmare. I just played the first game, yeah. But apparently that shit is just like a DLC spinoff. It's not like a official game. It's like some arcadey. It's not like an actual game. I'm not even sure. They had more content, so they put it out. More or less.
Did you notice the setting of Alan Wake 2?
No, I didn't. It looked like Bright Falls. It looked like the place.
It looked like New York City to me.
Well, he does spend his time in the city. He was going to Bright Falls for a retreat.
Yeah,
So
to try to write or something.
Yeah, he had writer's block.
I'm thinking they're gonna combine the Alan Wake universe with the Control universe. I think they're gonna make it like one.
Is it the same? Is it the same studio?
Yes.
Yeah. It's Remedy, the same people that made Max Payne back in the day too.
Gotcha.
Yeah,
That's awesome.
They have a writing style. They have a narrative style that I'm very drawn to. Like, I was able to finish that game twice, one on the regular mode and then one on the nightmare mode. Like, it was nothing. I kind of really enjoy the way they drive their narrative through a game. For me, it worked.
Even gameplay wise, they have some DNA that screams like Remedy. Like my cousin, right? My cousin he doesn't play a lot of video games. He does not follow games at all. Like right now, he's just like a Call of Duty. Like he's just playing Call of Duty. Like that's it, right? Mm-hmm. One day he comes over to my house and I'm playing Control. Huh? My cousin.
Okay. I thought you said B. I'm like, sorry. Go ahead. Tony wants to decipher all the names of who's who. It's not important for the story. My bad, bro.
Just carry on. He comes over to my house. He's watching me play Control. He looks at it for like 5 seconds and he goes, "This reminds me of Max Payne." Damn. And I'm like, that's so fucking weird. Like, cause he does not know that it's the same studio. And I'm like, I'm asking him like, wait, what about this? Cause they don't really play the same. They don't look the same. The setting ain't like, I'm like, what the fuck is this that reminds you about Max Payne? But he's just like, I don't know. There's just something about the way that the game looks and plays like that. So that like, there's something there. You know what I mean? That it's someone that's not even like in tune with games. You know, he played a lot back in the day and not so much now. But I don't know. I thought that was cool. So I'm actually not a fan of Alan Wake 1 whatsoever, but I'm excited for part 2. And maybe it'll make me go back and play through part 1.
I just need them to freshen up the repetitiveness a little bit. That's what killed it for me. I was actually enjoying the story, but that every fight is shine light, hit them, shine light, shoot them. Like it's the same mechanic for everything. Maybe it mixes up later on in the game. Maybe I didn't give it long enough.
I think I saw Doughboy play. No, I saw Jesus playing it. I was like, what the fuck is going on? It was you? It was me. Okay. Yeah. Not bad.
Yeah.
I like the story though. It gives me like a Stephen King novel vibes.
Like Twin Peaks, like that spooky kind of like what's going on? Are people who they say they are? Like,
yeah,
awesome.
that feeling that something's just slightly askew or something.
Yes. Yeah. So that's mine.
Y'all already know what I'm most excited about.
What is it?
Oh God, is it Tiny Tina? Come
it's
on,
Tiny
man.
Tina.
It's already been revealed.
It's Tiny Tina, dude. The gameplay looks so good. We got Ashley Birch being all like awesome on stage with Will Arnett playing the dragon. That was Will Arnett, right? I think it was Will Arnett. I don't know. I like their banter. I thought that the extra footage they've showed in the game was cool.
It looks so good.
You're gonna play new characters. I guess they're gonna be the characters you've played as, playing new characters in the game or whatever. But yeah, it looked cool. Stoked for it. I always take more Borderlands, dude, or Wonderlands, I guess now.
Oh man, but I mean, like of unique reveals, like premieres. Like, well, there wasn't anything else. Cause like I know, yeah.
Okay. I've got
Tiny Tina wasn't even in my head because I'm like, there's no fucking way he's been hyped for Tiny Tina forever.
Okay. I got two then. I guess I have two that kind of like sparked a little bit of an interest. I can't tell what the hell the game's about, but Somerville looked really damn cool. The art in it, the style of it, like it just looked really damn cool.
Somerville, I don't remember it.
It looked like it was like a side scrolly. It was just very pretty. It looked cool. The other one, I'm worried I'm going to get my hopes up that it's going to be a better game than it actually is. But Nightingale looked interesting.
What is Nightingale about?
It looks like it's going to be a co-op party-based like adventure game where you go through portals and each portal you go through is like an entirely new world and you adventure and you're trying to survive and whatnot. It looked like there might be some kind of base building aspect of it. Like it looked like a very full game, especially to play with like a group of people.
Yeah, I'm looking at these games. I saw one that caught my eye. Arc Raiders. Arc Raiders is really like the one game that kind of caught my eye. It's a PvE it's a studio founded by former DICE and Battlefield developers. It's like a, I guess, horde mode. I'm not sure what you would like. I don't know if it's like a horde mode game or a game you play with your friends, but it looked decent.
Yeah, I think PvE describes like what you're going for. Yeah, I just looked up Somerville real quick. I do remember now that it does look really cool. It reminds me of what's the fucking game? Inside, Limbo, and also like I don't know if you guys remember Another World.
Yes, I got
Out of This World.
It's one of the two. I forget which one it is, but it had big vibes of that, especially when he was like running from that monster and like he dove. Yeah.
Yeah, I played that game a shitload on the SNES, and I could not get past like the fucking beginning, pretty much. But the game was so cool.
That game was basically a slightly easier. What is that game? Dragon's Lair.
It's like Prince of Persia too. Those games are hard.
The game was super hard, man.
Yeah, no. But for me, you guys took some of the announcements that I was hyped for. There was one in particular that I was like, it just looked cool. I'm excited. I'm gonna pick it up for sure. It was Tunic. It just looked like a cutesy little Zelda game. It's literally a fucking Zelda clone.
Is that the one with the little girl in like the red dress running around?
I thought it was a fox. My
it is isn't it? Isn't no? She fucks with a fox. Like I think it's a pet or something, right?
I don't know. I was thinking about the one where the girl like transforms into an animal and like she's like sailing around on a boat. I thought that was the one you're talking about, but I could not remember the name of that one.
No. This is like, it just looks straight up like a Link to the Past, but with more like 3D looking art.
Gotcha.
Don't remember.
Yeah, I mean, I bet you it's gonna be good. I'm pretty sure. But I don't know that, and there was the Star Wars game that I don't even know what kind of game it's gonna be. Like they didn't show that much, did they?
I think it's a Telltale game.
It's the High Republic era.
I hope not.
Oh wait, no, the Star Wars game. Yeah, actually, that one is by Quantic. So it's gonna be like hard,
like a Telltale game.
Yeah, kind of.
Oh man, all right, that's disappointing.
Once I saw the developer, I got so much less hype for it. I thought you were gonna say Dune. I thought you were gonna.
That was my other one too, but I don't like RTS games, so that's why I'm not hyped for it. But yeah, both Dune and Star Wars were big. I forgot that Star Wars was a Quantic Dreams game.
I was only half paying attention. I thought you said Star Trek because that Star Trek one is definitely a Telltale's game.
No, I might have said Star Trek. Who knows? But Star Wars and Dune, both of those games piqued my interest big time. And then as more got revealed about the games, I was like, oh, I don't know. I mean, Dune as an RTS or strategy game, it makes a lot of sense. Yeah. It's like a big political fuckery where everybody's playing it. It's a board game. Like you can make a crazy board game out of this, right? That's probably what they're going for.
There's no way that Crusader Kings 3 doesn't have a Dune mod, right? Like there's got to be a Dune mod for Crusader Kings.
It has to be. There's the Game of Thrones mod. That people play the shit out of that.
Really? That sounds rad. I need to install that.
I know
that game is tough.
I'm surprised, Doughboy, you ain't come out with the Persona 4 love.
Right?
That's a fighting game. It's not the normal Persona, right?
Oh, I don't know. I never played Persona.
I haven't seen that on any of the lists.
Yeah, there's a Persona fighting game coming out. It does look cool, actually.
Persona 4 Arena Ultimax, I think it's.
Why is there a chick in Persona that has her entire body is a gun?
That's fire. She's ready to blow you up.
Throw that in the general text. I want to see what this game is.
I can do that here in a bit. Yeah,
how big are the titties on that gun? Okay, I need to know the girth, the width.
High.
She did a pose like this, and her entire body was like behind her was this revolver the size of her entire body. It was cool.
What I'm talking about.
That's
I I forgot about Alan Wake, but I thought Doey was gonna say Hellblade 2.
Oh, that did look good. Although I think it's a prequel.
It is?
That's what that's what the rumor mill was saying. They're saying that it's a prequel. It's going to show you how Senua got to the point that she was at in Senua's Revenge, which is a damn good game. One of my favorite games, dude.
I've never
I
played
never
it.
played it.
Oh, it was so good. She has some kind of mental condition or something. I forget if it's like dementia or like.
I thought it said she was like bipolar or schizo or.
I think it might be schizophrenia. Yeah, I think it's schizophrenia. So like you're supposed to play the game with like either a really good sound system or like headphones on. So I played it with headphones on because I don't have like a 7.1 or anything like that. And as you're playing the game, like you'll hear voices whispering in your ear. And sometimes they'll mock you. Sometimes they'll be cheering you on while you're fighting. And they're all like, it's crazy. It's so cool the way that they like presented that.
It's another PlayStation exclusive type shit, right? Where they got the headphone, the 3D audio fucking working on it and shit.
Be cool.
Yeah, for sure. Another game that got revealed, I played through A Plague's Tale earlier this year, maybe 5 months ago or something like that. And yeah, they revealed A Plague's Tale 2. And I mean, it looked like A Plague's Tale. But those games are cool. Yeah, they're really good. They're
okay.
They play like did you ever play like Brothers, A Tale of Two Sons? Mm-hmm. It feels like that. But they're like these puzzle-oriented, story-driven games. To me, they're a step above the walking simulator type games of like, I don't know, all them fucking games you just talk and walk.
Some of those are good, man. Dear Esther,
Yeah,
I swear to God, Dear Esther is one of the best games of all time.
Soma.
Yeah.
I never played Soma. Is it good?
Soma's good. I love it. I stand by it.
I like.
So great.
I love Gone Home. But
Gone Home
by
was
the
good.
But the same dev as Soma.
I went in blind to Gone Home. I didn't read anything about the game. And I spent the first like 30, 40 minutes of that game thinking it was a scary game.
Yeah.
Like I just kept waiting for some shit to happen.
I explored the house in pure terror. Like I was like waiting for the jump scares. There were even moments that they made that were like creepy. Mm-hmm. Like they intended for it to kind of give a creepy vibe, but it was that much more scarier because I didn't know if it was scary or not. You know what I mean?
I'm surprised you guys didn't fucking got hyped for the Texas Chainsaw game that's coming out. You guys were all big fans.
It looks
of the
like
movie.
Dead by Daylight.
Was there a trailer for that at the Game Awards? I missed parts of it when I was like getting drinks or like going to the bathroom and things like that.
Yeah, there was a Texas Chainsaw game. It looked like Dead by Daylight. I'm not super
Man,
that sucks.
in that.
I want to enjoy Dead by Daylight more than I do, but I'm so bad at that game that I can't get into it. I miss every skill check.
What did you guys?
Every single one.
What did you guys think about Ark Riders? Or
Arc
Raiders?
I just said it. It looks good. It looks like a PvE game that we all could play. It looks like The Division.
Because
The Division 2,
studios,
but in space.
yeah, the studio was founded by former DICE and Battlefield developers. So I don't know.
It's like he didn't hear anything though he said.
Yeah,
I am so curious about this Sonic open world game that they gave that vague look at. There's no way it's going to be good, right? Because like anytime they try to do 3D Sonic, it just hasn't worked.
Dude, they got
Sonic Generations.
It's like they're trying to do a Crash Bandicoot 3D open world. That's just
Dude, I want to believe it's going to be good though. I will tell you what is going to be good though.
that Rumbleverse.
Sonic the Hedgehog 2, the movie.
Oh, ooh, yeah, I'm waiting for that.
First one was pretty good.
The first one was better than it should have been, dude. I thought it was going to be total garbage, and it was honestly good, pretty endearing. Fucking Jim Carrey as Dr. Robotnik, so good.
Yeah, I wouldn't have thought that he'll play that position. Well, yeah, I would have because the man is a fucking great actor. Multiple roles.
Did y'all see that crazy ass video that he sent?
Oh, the
What the fuck was he
audition.
saying?
I couldn't understand what the hell he was saying.
I guess his grandfather has a strange accent, but he was like, "You don't walk past the home." I was like, "What?" He's like, "You don't walk past her." Yeah, that was strange.
What about
That guy's a strange guy.
I never ever played it, but I know Dowie has. I don't know if Pucho or Mateo, you guys played it. Cuphead. I always wanted to give it a try.
Cuphead is hard. It's gorgeous though. It is one of the prettiest games I've ever played because they did like the old school animation style where they like hand drew like every frame and
That's crazy. I always wanted to give it a try. I don't know if it's a side scroller, isn't it?
it's a side scroller, kind of like bullet hell action platformer. It's tough.
I wanted to like it, but it's too hard. I was like, this is not that fun to be this hard. But it's like you keep dying and you learn the bullet patterns like most bullet hell games and stuff like that. I guess that's cool, but I don't know. I feel like just wasn't for me.
I beat 3 bosses in that game and I felt so accomplished.
Damn, that hard, huh?
I'm not great at those games in general, so like I felt pretty accomplished. I mean, I've never even made it past the first stage in Contra, so I'm not good at those kind of games.
Also, what is this whole? I hear there's gonna be a new PUBG coming out, or they're just releasing a version of it or something like that for this year coming up.
I couldn't figure out what the hell that trailer was about.
It's free to play.
Yeah, they're making it free to play, but there's also some kind of event with something else, and I have no idea, dude.
I like how they're trying to trying to make Among Us VR now, just to like keep it going. But I don't really know how many people still play that. I know it was hot when they first came out; everybody had it, but
A lot of streamers are playing it now because there's mods that you can put into it. So they put in mods where everyone has their own role. Like, I don't know if you guys ever played like any like social deduction games like Werewolf or anything like that. Basically, everyone's got secret roles, right? It's kind of the concept that Among Us is based off of.
It's awesome.
But they also have special roles. So like if for the Among Us one, like one person is like an arsonist and they're trying to like kill everyone or some shit like that. One person's a medic, so they can pop up a shield that protects everyone in the room that they're in or something like that. So yeah, there's still a lot of people playing it, especially streamers. Lots of streamers play it.
Yeah, and I don't think it ever came out on consoles, so I think that's another aspect to it.
I believe so.
Yeah.
Good.
So, how'd you guys feel about this game? It looked pretty interesting. It's called Arc Raiders. I heard it's made by some former DICE and Battlefield devs. You know?
Yeah, I don't know
kinda
too
cool.
much about it. No, I was gonna tell you right now. I thought you was honestly gonna say Forspoken. I don't know how to
they've
feel about
already
it.
revealed that game a few times. I don't know. It looks weird. It looks like it could be good. It looks interesting. The writing does not look for me. Like it looks like, I don't know. There's like a comedic aspect to it that I'm already not gonna enjoy. But I could dig the futuristic person stuck in like a medieval setting or some past setting or whatever.
This little peek of footage actually was better than the first peek of footage. It actually sparked my interest definitely more than that first little tiny bit that we got. What about that new Horizon Forbidden West footage?
I didn't see that.
The first game was so good, dude. Like I'm pretty excited for the new one.
The first game was good. I think I needed only 2 more levels to beat, and I would have finished it. But I just stopped playing it, and I never went back to even continue to finish it. Like, and then I'm not even hyped for the second one, even though it was a beautiful game. But I'm just not hyped for it.
I'm pretty stoked for that. I think that's gonna be good.
That's gonna be incredible.
I'd be surprised if they fuck it up. I can't decide if I like the idea of that Steel Rising game or not. I can't tell if I'm excited for it or not because I can't tell exactly what the hell it's gonna be like.
What's that Steel Rising? What's that?
It's like, let's see, the way that Kotaku is describing it is what if the French Revolution but with robots, and it's got like it's got a bunch of like clockwork robots, and
Awesome.
you're trying to overthrow the nobles that like control you or something. I guess I don't know. They haven't revealed a lot of the plot points.
The developers of Silent Hill are some of the developers from former Silent Hill games. They're coming out with this game called Slitterhead.
Slitterhead.
Slitter.
Yeah, Slitterhead. There you go. Yeah, and it looks pretty good. It looks scary, like the Korean film Scary.
I'm a little disappointed that all the monsters look the same. I want some unique looking monsters. I want everything to be a new kind of creature. But maybe that's just the bit that they've worked on so far. Maybe I'm judging it ahead of time.
It reminds me of like a skeleton version of the Slender Man. That's what it reminds me. I don't know why. That's what I get the vibes from. And also, this whole Lord of the Rings game.
Oh, that looks good.
I don't know how to feel about it. Like,
dude, Shadows of War, but with you play Gollum and it's more stealth based. I'm down. I think that's gonna be fun as hell.
Yeah, the way you should feel is good. It's gonna be a unique-ish game. It's gonna be interesting setting. You know?
I'm more excited for Harry Potter.
Yeah, I am way more excited for Harry Potter because I feel like the Harry Potter games we got on the PS1 were cool for its time, but they weren't very good. They were pretty terrible.
That whole flying in the air with the broomstick was the worst, glitchiest shit ever, bro.
Tony, everything has to start somewhere. Imagine if they had given up after the first Grand Theft Auto game when it was top down and you could barely control your person and barely make the car go where you want it to go.
Yeah, right, nigga. That shit was fire. You smack a bitch right out of the fucking car. That's, man. I knew Grand Theft Auto was going to blow up the moment I laid my eyes on the game when I was like yee high.
I don't think you could even tell the gender of who you were pulling out of cars in that first Grand Theft Auto.
I
think
wasn't
it was
saying
just a little circle.
I wasn't saying bitch as a female or anything. I was just saying a bitch dude, a bitch chick, whoever getting pulled out of the car like a bitch. And I'm taking it. That's it.
I'm disappointed that the Zaibatsus never came back. Wasn't that the name of the gang in Grand Theft Auto 1? One of the gangs was like the Zaibatsus or something like that.
I don't remember.
How come they haven't made an appearance in GTA?
I played those games very briefly, like in the late 90s.
I don't remember Zybot.
I just remember the case had like a big British flag on it.
Oh, that you played the second one then?
I see. Yeah.
Yeah, that was the special one. That one had cool cars though. That one had super cool little roadsters that you could drive around in.
Yeah, I just remember getting a lot of missions from payphones, driving around killing shit.
That
remember
was
like
fire.
trying to find the ice cream truck, trying to find the limousine, just like stupid shit like that.
What game I wish they can probably bring back? I don't know. I was a big fan of it, man. Driver. You guys ever played that back in the day?
Oh man, there's one that got delisted. It was for the PS3, Xbox 360. Driver Los Angeles or something like that. You're what happened?
Jesus.
I'm gonna take a shot for that. Definitely.
Is that the one where you play? Is that the one where you play as Vin Diesel?
No.
Isn't there a driver game where you play as Vin Diesel? Am I making shit up?
I'm not too sure.
That's probably another trash.
Dude, you're talking about the one where you could keep fucking
Wheelman.
taking over other cars.
Other cars, yeah.
I'm thinking of Wheelman. That game is basically Driver though. I watched some people play that, and they spent the entirety of the game just like crouched on the side of the car, waiting to jump to the next vehicle.
They destroyed that game. Like Driver was so good on its own.
That game is good.
Yeah, bro. My favorite part was tailing. I used to love tailing. I used to love to get close as I can and just follow them, bro. Shouts to that. Shouts to the original motherfuckers with Driver, bro. Y'all motherfuckers. Salute. Always looking for sponsors, by the way.
Apparently, the Zaibatsu Corporation was very briefly mentioned in GTA 3.
Sorry for the quiet. We just all took a shot. But
I mean, it wasn't quiet because you didn't mute yourself, so I heard your cup and the ice. Just let you know.
That's because we're bringing you guys the best ASMR content we can.
you know what? I'm about to start my own ASMR shit. Like, I'm about to just start chewing on the most anything that the people want to do. I'm gonna do it live. I'm gonna be like, yo, this is live. Fucking, I'm chewing on shit. Let me know what you want me to chew on. As long as it's food, nothing fucking crazy.
Tony's becoming a cam girl, is what he's saying.
I ain't start my own OnlyFans.
Because this first topic went long. We're
Second
gonna have to
topic.
split it in two. Could you give us a shameless plug, my friend?
I am. I was going to do it before we move into the third topic.
Well, just do it. You don't have to say what you were gonna do. Just do it.
For all the listeners, if you're coming back, or if you new to the pod or don't know, just came under a rock like Patrick from SpongeBob. We are the One Up Podcast. We're on all social media platforms: IG, Facebook, Twitter, TikTok, fucking YouTube. Hit the subscribe button. Ring the bell. Notify yourself to these hot live videos. Hot and ready. Hot. Putra hates it when I do it, but I love it. And also, for the audio listeners, we're on Spotify. Are we on Pandora yet?
No, just don't bring it up.
All right, my bad. We're not.
Stop it. Pandora's a fucking dream.
Stop opening up that Pandora's box.
Yeah, don't do it.
We're on Spotify, Apple Music, pretty much everything besides. We're not even going to say the word no more. But we're out there. Like, share it, please. That helps us bring more content to you guys by just sharing with your friends and playing it and liking it. And to the people out there in the UK that are still bumping us, shots to y'all, bro. Y'all boys are holding it down on that side for real. I'm going to take a shot for y'all, but y'all definitely holding it down. Appreciate y'all. And also, don't be afraid to comment on the videos. Comment. Tell us what you like. Tell us if you like Doughboy's hat. Tell us if you like Pucho's shiny ass head. Tell us if you think Mateo look like he's 6'4", but he's really 2'3". You know what I mean? Tell me if I'm the best CEO you ever seen in the building. Just let me know. Let me know.
You as a hobbit.
Damn. He couldn't even make me shorter than like the shortest person in the world, so I could at least have like a Guinness World Record entry or something.
You're just like right there. But yeah, we're on all platforms. Hit the button, like us, subscribe to our YouTube channel. More things to come for the next year. Trust me, y'all gonna love it. It's gonna be fire.
Yeah, I have heard that some people are afraid to comment. You know
What?
They're just like sending secret info. You know, they're just like sliding notes to people. You know, just put your opinions out there. I want to hear them. You know, I want to respond to them. I'm interested in having conversations with you guys too. You know,
I just figured out something I can do today on through our Facebook integration. I don't have Instagram, as we've discussed a couple of times, but I figured out that I can respond to Instagram comments through the Facebook integration that we have set up with it.
Yeah.
So some of you anti-vaxxers that commented on our short got some new comments going on that video.
Damn, we're back to the anti-vaxxers. That's insane, bro. Let the people live, man.
no, they're trying to kill people, Tony. We're trying to let people live.
On to our next topic, boys. So I heard out there in the Netherlands, if I'm not mistaken, Switzerland. Sorry, already fucked that up. Switzerland's that they want to help you commit suicide in your own little suicide pod. What are your guys' takes on it? How do you feel? Is this a made up bullshit, or is this some real thing that they tested out and it worked?
Can you give the premise again? You said that they want people to commit suicide?
No. I didn't say they want. You can rewind the tape too.
Sure, I'm asking for my own clarification.
I said that they want to assist in people doing suicide. They put you in this little pod, and it pretty much says, okay, that's the end of the road for you.
And I guess content warning for those of you that care about it. This is we're going to talk about suicide a lot in this section. I don't think we can help but do that.
Yeah. So if you're not with it, go ahead and just skip forward.
Actually, the best thing you can do is mute the video and just let us play in the background. Like just give us that view. We'd like that view.
Give us the analytics, okay?
I like it. But yeah, what do you guys think? I honestly, my first impression was this is bizarre. Like, but at the same time, can you take away someone's freedom of choice of just wanting to die? You know what I mean? Those are my first initial thoughts. So I would like to see what you guys think. Maybe I'm bugged out from my thinking or not, but I don't know about that. What do you think?
I don't know. I think that you should have a right to end your life if you feel like it. Especially, like the premise behind this, like the thought process behind this kind of thing. this assisted suicide pod that they're rolling out in Switzerland, or that they're started testing. I think they got the rights to start testing it or something like that. I forget what that article said exactly.
Yeah, I mean it's an Australian built thing, so they're like ordering this stuff from Australia, and I think they're like it's all good to go. I think they just need to like set some shit up and things like that. And I think it's a private company that's doing this. Like,
I believe so. I believe so, and I think that I think the article said they still have to have some integration with doctors. Like a doctor still has to like assist in the procedure at this point, or at least like there's video consent that you film in the pod. Like people aren't going to force you into this pod and make it look like you committed suicide or anything. In theory, at least.
Yeah, I mean, I guess they want to cover their own ass. So they don't get sued.
Yeah. Yeah, but I mean, like, if you've got a terminal disease, I don't think it's anyone's business to tell you not to be able to end your life if you don't want to go through the financial, emotional, physical burden of a tough situation like that. I think you should have the right to end your life. I've said it on this podcast. If I end up in some kind of terrible state like that, like, you know, $1 million baby me.
I always said it like if my shit can't stand up on its own, I think that's the time to go.
One of my favorite authors, Terry Pratchett, was a huge proponent for.
See,
I love
double
when
his
people
face.
not acknowledge that nonsense.
I was just gonna skip right on.
Go.
Yeah, just gonna keep rolling. One of my favorite authors, Terry Pratchett, he developed Alzheimer's, and he was getting progressively worse, you know, as he aged, as Alzheimer's tends to do. And he was a huge proponent for the right to end your own life. He wanted to go out on his terms. He didn't want the disease to take him. He was very involved he filmed a documentary that had to do with it, or he participated in a documentary that had to do with it. He wrote a lot of papers about it. He was very vocal about it because he was just losing a bit of himself. He was prolific. He wrote so many books, and at the end, like his process had to change. He had a tape recorder basically they had to like talk into, and I think eventually he would just talk to someone that was typing. And his books kind of suffered a little bit. I still love his later books, but they're not. He lost a little bit of his spark, and that's what he was trying to avoid having to lose. So I think it's a right you should have, honestly.
I don't know, man. I still think freedom of life and stuff, but maybe they should do like a little bit of therapy beforehand. I don't know.
I'm not necessarily against that. Make sure you're in your right state of mind or something.
In the article, it said that yes, and before you could proceed in doing an assisted suicide, there needed to have been, you need some type of medical record saying that you have some kind of affliction or ailment that's like
Terminal.
severe enough for this. And there also needs to be evidence of you exhausting some treatments to like try to remedy the situation. So it's not like you could just wake up one day and say like, I want to end it. Like there needs to be some paper trail of you trying to deal with this in other manners. They're trying to make this a last resort, you know?
That's really where I was gonna go with what I was gonna say. I was gonna say you'd have to jump through like some sort of medical. They'd have to test you and see, you know what I mean? And then like if all else fails, because I've dealt with depression for a long, long time. I've had bouts of depression for months and months, and you kind of get tired of feeling that way. And you kind of, you start to get into this mindset of, I don't want to do this anymore. I don't want to do this anymore. And that shit, it sucks. You know what I mean? But I have started to take medicine, and it helps me a lot, makes me feel better, and I don't feel that way anymore. So had I done it when I felt like shit, I think I would have regretted it by now. You know what I mean? But my story isn't everyone else's story. But I think you definitely should have to talk to some sort of doctor, have some sort of, you know what I mean? In order for this to happen. But I think you having the right to do that, I think it's a little bit important. As much as it sucks, as much as we don't want to lose people, I think people should have control of their own body, just like women should have control of their own bodies, and people shouldn't really dictate what you want to do with your life. And
as long as it's not affecting others.
For sure.
Right. So that was some of the stuff that I wanted to get into was like I guess before even getting into that stuff, one discomfort I have because I'm kind of in Mateo's camp. I don't think I'm all the way there. Because like I feel like with some medical conditions and things like that, like it's pretty obvious that from that predicament that maybe it's reasonable that a person will feel that this isn't a quality of life that anybody wants to have, so might as well end it. For me, it gets difficult when it comes to like mental illness. Like, how do you know? Let's say they did exhaust some stuff and they fit the criteria, but in that moment, how do you know it's not like the mental illness taking over and the individual itself making a rational decision? To me, that's a very difficult, like I don't know what the line is there where somebody is in their right mind saying, I want to kill myself. Like that's hard for me to.
I didn't read if it was dealing only with like terminal illnesses or if like, depression based, other forms of like wanting to end your life were considered or not, like other reasons for wanting to end your life were considered not. I think the impression I got is that it has to be like a terminal disease. That's why there has to be like that paper trail. I don't think it can be just, that you have depression. Because I mean, it's a tough subject in general, right? Because like a lot of doctors are against this just because they feel it violates the Hippocratic Oath. You're supposed to do no harm. So then you have to weigh like, are you doing more harm by not assisting this person or by assisting them? Like, is it more harmful to make them have to go through all these treatments until they eventually die of this terminal disease? Or is it more harmful to just, or is it less harmful to just let them end their life and assist them in that so they go peacefully and as painlessly as you can?
I do wonder though, in that area where they're doing these assisted suicides, how many suicides are actually happening over there, and is that maybe a cause of why they came up with assisting of suicidal thoughts or whatever? Like, is their suicide rate up there high? Like, maybe that's why they're trying to say, hey, we should try this to help them out because we don't want to actually like.
I think it'd be complicated. I think it'd be complicated because you would have to look at like suicides due to terminal illness or something, right? Like. And that seems like such an obscure stat that I would be very surprised if the coroner's office is actually tracking that specifically, rather than just checking like, yep, committed suicide, death by suicide, or whatever the terminology is.
Yeah, even in my reading, it was never clear to me like who this
qualifies
procedure. Yeah, who qualified for this. So like I was never sure if it was just medical issues or if it included people that had mental illnesses.
Yeah, I don't know. I think in my mind it feels like it's harder to include mental illnesses just because, as you said, like it's hard to prove that you have mental autonomy if you're suffering from some kind of mental illness, right?
But you'd imagine that they'd be the people that would want the services the most, right? Like, and this is me speaking ignorantly. I don't know how many people have medical conditions that are suicide, like, levels of, basically there is no more quality of life type of thing. But anyways, one thing I did want to touch on was, and again, it's less... I think it's less of a thing when it comes to medical things, but it's like how do you allow, like, it's like the morality of suicide, I guess, of like, because it's yourself and you're making the decision, like that's fine. But what about all the other people that are affected by this? Like, is it immoral to kill yourself if you have like a kid?
That's a good question.
It's complicated, right? Because like, very young Mateo was very convinced that like suicide is one of the most selfish things you can do in your life, right? Like that was my opinion as a teenager. It was the most selfish act around. But that opinion like predisposes that, or it basically like ignores the fact that like you don't have a responsibility to other people to make them to make them accepting of your choices. Like they don't have to. People in your life don't have to accept your choices. And is it more selfish for them to want you to be around when you're suffering? You know, is which side is actually the most selfish of the two? It's complicated. I think Tony's got an interesting perspective though. I think he kind of touched on something that interests me in this, because I know that like the statistics say, as much as the CDC has tracked these kind of things, the statistics claim that just having a gun in your house makes you more likely to commit suicide.
Yep.
Because it's just such a fast way to kill yourself. Like it's it's harder to swallow an entire pill of bottles or something than to just put a gun to your head and pull the trigger, right? So like just by having a gun in your house, you increase your chance to commit suicide. So does the presence of these things increase the likelihood of suicide? I would assume as much, right? Because like this would be the first time that like assisted suicide is really mainstream, I guess. I don't know what the proper terminology would be there.
But if that person had a group to go talk to, like an AA meeting, but for depression and stuff like that, they could probably be healed, or whatever the terminology that they will use. But yeah, I think you're right though. Having a gun in your house does increase the amount of suicides, probably for sure. Because if you have it now, you know it's there. So it's like if I'm feeling down and I feel like I can't win, yeah.
So I think two things, and I could be wrong on one of these guys. One, it's not that it increases the chance of suicide for the gun owner. It increases the chance of suicide for everybody in the house. Even like the 11-year-old boy who's in the crib, like he knows there's a gun in the house that he could use. You know what I mean?
That's a good distinction. That's a good call out.
So it's a little bit more impactful. And then and the other one, I'm not exactly sure, and we're kind of speaking maybe a little broadly. I don't know if it increases your chance of attempting suicide. I think it increases the likelihood that you're, and I'm saying this in quotes because it sounds super fucked up, but you succeed at committing suicide. Like there's failed suicide attempts, right?
Yeah.
And guns are very efficient at killing. So if you have a gun, you're like the likelihood that you'll die if you try to kill yourself with it is pretty high in comparison to taking pills or hanging yourself or cutting your wrist. Like those require more precision to again, I don't know, be successful. It sounds so fucked up, but like basically to I guess to be successful, right? So, and that's a one that I'm not sure. I know for a fact that it increases the likelihood that you'll die when you attempt suicide.
That's fair.
I'm not sure if the chances also go up or not. I'm not familiar with that part.
No, that's fair. That's a good distinction, honestly.
I don't know. I think honestly what might need to happen is obviously they're going to get signatures through the parents or whatever to make sure he's of sound mind and body. But damn, it just kind of go back to that video with Doughboy and me saying, if you ain't first, you're last. Like, just for anybody out there, man, just literally go get help and don't think that this is the only route for you. You know what I mean? Like, depression is a bitch. I still don't kind of get it. And that's just me off of ignorance. But seriously, I don't want to lose anybody because of depression, like at all. Like it, and you know, and for Doe, who says that he deals with it or whatever, he takes medicine and stuff. I also think the medicine's not always the best option, but I mean it helps, right? Like, I don't know. I'm not
seeking therapy and psychiatry is probably the best thing you can do.
Do you think it'll be better if you have like your friends go with you or somebody you love go with you, or is it just only a one person type thing? Like how does that?
I think it'd be hard to open up in like a group like that. I think that's why people have a lot of trouble with like group therapy. Although I've heard that group therapy is supposed to be incredibly effective if you can actually, fully commit to it. But it's tough to be that open with a doctor, let alone with an entire room full of strangers, essentially, you know?
Though, but
Yeah,
would
I mean,
you
you
let
could
me be
barely
there?
cry in front of other people without feeling shame. You cover your face, you look away. You know what I mean? Like, let alone like you're gonna share your deepest and darkest feelings in front of everybody. That's way more personal than fucking crying, in my opinion. But
Though, would you let me be there for your therapy?
No.
wow, I'm
it's
gonna
a good
use this
call.
to guilt trip you. You know this. You know what this piece of shit did to me?
Who?
Okay, earlier, Doughboy, my good friend Doughy here. He's like, you don't want a bromance like Dave and Benny Blanco. You wouldn't like you don't want a bromance. I'm like, no, I'm not fucking interested in fucking shoving peanut butter up my ass and then you putting a fucking stick of gum up my booty hole. Like, I'm good. And he's like, wow, that's really fucked up that you don't want that with me. I'm like, what the fuck is going on? And now he won't even allow one of us to be at his therapy. Like, I guess that's where the bromance ends for him.
Yeah, come on, Chuck.
Yeah.
You know better, Chuck.
You guys are fucking dicks with that Chuck shit, bro. I swear to you. But nah, yeah.
No. But in all seriousness, though, Tony, you should definitely look into it because for just the way that you're talking about it, sounds like you're just talking about like just a general like feeling or whatever.
Yeah, my feeling.
The recommendation for people with mental illness is that they immediately seek psychiatric help. And through the psychiatric help, they're going to put you on some medicine to balance your
Brain chemicals. Or,
is it right? It's just like the chemicals in your body. You have a chemical imbalance, and that's why you're depressed. That's why you're bipolar. That's why you're these things. There's a chemical imbalance in your body. That medicine is attempting to bring that balance. Sometimes it overcorrects. So then some people they appear more docile, more sleepy. Sometimes it undercorrects, and people are like. So there's also a big journey in finding the right medicines as well. Like you got
Also,
to try
sometimes-
things.
and
Sometimes
go for it, Doey.
sometimes you have to take the medicine for me, I felt that way, but like for the first 6 months.
Damn.
And then after 6 months, I stopped making me sleepy and I was perfectly fine. I was functioning fine without it. And so, yeah, sometimes there's like a big wall that you have to get over sometimes and your body gets used to it.
I wonder if you're saying that you have to get over this wall. I wonder if that wall is set because of trauma that happened to you or to somebody you love. I don't think does it just come out of nowhere, depression, or is it just something that affected you so hard that it starts?
I mean, mental illness is complicated, right? Because, like as we said, there can be chemical imbalances, right? That could be the entire reason why you have, various issues going on. But trauma is also a big factor. Some people just have a chemical imbalance. Some people have a chemical imbalance plus all kinds of layers of trauma that they have to work through. Some people just have trauma. Like it's all different kinds of ways. It's all different kinds of ways. I mean, you look at soldiers coming back with PTSD and depression and insomnia and all that, and it's not that they went over to war and suddenly the brain the chemicals in their brain changed or anything. It's just they had traumatic events that caused them to develop depression and PTSD and all these things.
Right, that part I'm actually curious about because I don't know. Like, I wonder if trauma can affect your brain to create a chemical imbalance. I don't know. Like I haven't read about that. Now you saying it like that, I find very interesting. Like I want to read into that.
That's fair. That's fair, honestly, because I'm not positive either whether trauma can cause an imbalance or not. I do not know, honestly.
Right. Because in my mind, I always viewed it kind of ignorantly. Like there are people that have depression, right? A lot of times, it's like before the big trigger that occurs, there's like hints that maybe there is some issue there, but it doesn't really manifest itself. And then all it takes is some event, some big traumatic experience, and then someone becomes depressed, or they like those feelings manifest themselves in a much stronger way. So it's almost like that trigger like unlocks that thing that was always in there. But then the fact that you bring up like all these war vets, it's not like all these people went over there and they were like had a chemical imbalance to begin with. Like there must be plenty of people that were perfectly healthy, had a number of experiences, and they just come out fucked. Like,
I mean, shit. Look at Chris Benoit, right?
yes, the steroids did it, right?
Yeah.
It
That's
was the
like what
steroids
theory is?
and the concussions. I think he had so many concussions in his
yeah.
life, so much brain trauma that he did fucked up things and
Yeah,
ended
oh
his
my
life.
God.
He killed his family and ended his life, right?
That's just sad.
I forgot about that. I forgot that, like, what is it, CTE? Is that right? Like the people who suffer from that, because their brain doesn't work like the same way anymore. So they're a little bit more violent. They're like maybe not more violent, but they're maybe more prone to being, to use those maybe the irrational part of your brain or whatever.
There can be total personality shifts with CTE from what I've read. Like it's crazy stuff, man. There's a lot. There's a lot
Sounds
going
like
on
a
out there.
It sounds
It's
like
like that football guy who murdered like people. It's like, was he always crazy? Was it all the fucking trauma to his head that made him crazy? Like I don't
it's
know.
just dumb mistakes. And I also wonder
The what?
if that was just dumb mistakes on his part.
Why do you say that?
You're talking about the guy who ran over
I'm
people,
asking
right?
you, why do you say that though? Yeah, I know who I'm talking. Yeah. We're talking about the same guy.
Because I don't know. I really don't know the true story of why he did it, but I think it's just like you went down the wrong street to me, right? You went down the street you're not supposed to because I guess you're in a rush. Like, you know they're not going nowhere. Why? You made the first mistake by going down there and then continuing on. Like, just back up and go like another route. Like, it's not that.
Yeah, but you're analyzing the point of which what you think the fuck up happened, but it could be that they did that thing because their mind was fucked, right?
Yeah, because
I mean, they've done they've done like 'cause
Brain
you
autopsies,
can't actually
basically.
right. Like
Really?
you can't really do you can't really see if anybody has CTE until they're dead, but like there are signs. And even in high school athletes, like just people that played football in high school,
Yeah.
there's already signs of the symptoms that people that do end up having CTE, like that there's some correlations there that even at the high school level playing football, that they've already made irreparable damage to their brains. So like I don't know, to me it's not insane that like somebody who was playing a ton of football in high school, junior high school, college, NFL, all that is gonna have enough trauma to the head that maybe they're gonna do something stupid, And that's not. I'm not saying that as an excuse for their actions. I'm just saying, just in reality, like
well,
if you have a broken leg, you're not gonna be able to really walk on that leg. Like you have an affliction there. Like the mind is no different than a body part. It's just if your mind is broken in some way, you're not going to be able to use your brain the same way as other people that don't have those problems. Like,
yeah, that sounds better. Yeah, that makes sense too because it's like, people like before I jump in that, another thing that gets me that I really don't understand is Alzheimer's, right? Like, where the fuck does that come from? Is it another chemical imbalance thing, or is it just is it a disease that just gets in there and it just
it's hereditary, I believe, right?
Yeah, but nobody in India gets Alzheimer's, so it could also be diet. It could be a lot.
Is that true?
Yeah, people in India, because of curry powder, the curry and the curry powder. They also a lot of children don't have peanut allergies in India as well, and a lot of American children do, and it's because Indians feed their children peanuts at a very young age. So now the curriculum has changed for allergens. They're saying you should give your children peanut butter when they're young, stuff like that. But yeah, there's a very low cases of Alzheimer's in India. They also just came out with a Alzheimer's vaccine. So shout out to science.
really?
Yeah.
I don't know if it's out, but there's that's incredible that there's a cure for Alzheimer's kind of like on the horizon.
I wish
That's incredible.
I wish I could
Okay.
know about that.
So yeah, I mean, there are definitely people that get Alzheimer's in India, according to this, but it is apparently
Low numbers.
Yeah, it's a pretty tiny amount.
Yeah, Dewey amended his statement at the end and said that the numbers of Alzheimer cases are low in
But
India.
there is also an article I just saw here that claims that it might be reporting issues. They might because the quality of healthcare in general in that country, it might be tied into them not diagnosing properly, basically.
Okay.
So,
I don't know the relationship between Alzheimer's and peanut allergies, but Dewey is right that the medical guidance before was avoid peanuts pretty much at all costs. And now it's like, hey, you could give your kid some peanut butter and see their reaction. And if they don't have a reaction, make sure you give it to them occasionally just to sort of avoid them developing some allergic reaction to it or whatever.
Yep.
And I don't know if that comes from India, but
Tony, you look like you're out over there, dude. You got to turn that light up.
bro, this light is giving me such nigga. You don't see me turning it down. It's giving me such a headache that I have to keep my eyes halfway closed, bro. Shit is. I'm gonna learn it down a little bit more.
It's a good thing that you're about to take us out of here.
No, I got shit. Yeah, right. We got another topic here, boys.
Another topic.
Before we move on, absolutely. We gotta plug the suicide prevention stuff in this section for sure.
100%. Yeah, I'm going to drop that into the description below because absolutely.
Like
there's lots of
even this section. We should probably put it like the intro to the outro and shit. So.
Yeah, there's a lot of resources available. If you need help, there's so many people you can reach out to. Don't hesitate.
Yeah. So boys, me and Pucho and you guys, well, deal with kids every day now. See kids, see your nephews, see your cousins, nieces, nephews, whatever. Do you think it's okay that kids play with toy guns? And is that an appropriate gift to give somebody? Or, that's not your kid. Do you tell them, hey, I'm going to buy them a Nerf gun or a water gun? Like, think that's appropriate or it's a whatever thing? Pucho, I'll start with you on this one.
All right. I've been thinking about this a lot. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
I don't have a strong opinion either way. I have very mixed feelings of allowing your kids to play with toy guns. On the other hand, you absolutely should not gift anybody's kid a toy gun. I think that's up to the parent. If they want to introduce guns in their kid's life, by all means. I don't think anybody should be doing some shit like that personally. I think it's way too political, way too I think it's just too much. Like I don't know. And that speaks to some of my discomfort with kids playing with guns too. But if it was harmless, then it wouldn't matter, right?
Do you think that you would have more strong opinions if you were actually a gun owner?
Yeah, I mean, if I was a gun owner, I think I would be happy to give my kid a gun.
I could see it going either way, actually. I would think that maybe gun owners might be a little bit more iffy on that because they're like, I've got an actual damn gun and you're going to give my child a gun. That means I have a whole extra bit of conversation. I have to I don't know. I guess if you have a gun in the household, you're already going to have that talk with your kid, right? About this is not a toy. This is, whatever gun safety spiel you're going to do. But maybe there's some extra considerations if I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, you're talking the person you're describing sounds like the most based fucking gun owner. That's like they take the gun ownership very seriously, right? Like you got to think about like the fucking politician who fucking posed all her kids with those fucking massive fucking rifles in front of the Christmas tree. Yeah. Like those are the people I'm thinking of, and those kids definitely grew up playing with both real guns and toy guns, guaranteed.
100%.
Bro, that's insane.
I know I don't disagree with kids with toy guns, but for me as a gun owner and me having weapons in the house, at a certain age, I intend of showing my son Luca how to operate and handle guns safely, and know that this is not a toy. There is a difference to this and a Nerf fucking gun. Like, I definitely take him to the shooting range and all the spiel. Like some people are like, oh, that's little gun hole that you're gonna show your son how to use a gun and open it and clean it and load it and unload it. I was like, the age is the only thing that'll make it wild, right?
Is there an appropriate age then for Nerf guns to actually be given to children? Like, should a 5-year-old be running around with a Nerf gun, or is their mind not capable of making that distinction between this is a gun I can aim at someone and shoot them with, but this is not a gun I can aim at someone and pull the trigger on? Yeah, like, is there a certain age you have to like hit where it's like you feel comfortable that they can make that distinction between toy and?
I'm sorry. Comfortable? That word is doing a lot. I don't know about comfortable, but for sure, just as an example, my daughter's afraid. Like, she knows the oven and the stove, that shit's hot. Like, don't fuck around with it. But she got a little kitchen, and she be in there cooking, and she knows that we're cooking in the real kitchen and we're cooking in the fake kitchen. She hands me little fake pieces of food, and we make believe that we eating it. It's all part of the game. So even at 2 years old, she knows, like, I'm fake eating, I'm fake playing. The thing in the kitchen that's actually doing the cooking, this is a make believe version of that. And that thing, I'm not gonna fuck around. Like, even at 2 years old, right? So go ahead.
I will say big shout out to Nerf for never releasing like super realistic looking guns. Like, I had a nephew one time that he was playing with this gun that it looked exactly like a real gun. He had even dropped it, so it broke off that little like orange tip at the front. It looked like he was just playing with like a 9mm. Like, it looked like legitimately like he was playing with like an actual gun.
You got to be careful nowadays because cop pulls up on you, bro. It's not a good look. But
For real. I remember back in the day, Ray had this BB gun. This shit looked like a fucking like a Beretta, like right? Just that shit looked real as shit. It was the edges were like plastic and shit like that. But if anybody, we were running around the block shooting shit with the BB gun and stuff like that. In retrospect, I think about that and I'm like, oh my god, like we could have got gunned down by the police. Like, they would have ran up on us and we're running, and we would have ran away because we would have gotten scared. Like, we would have ran from the cops.
Would you guys have thrown that shit on the ground and just take off, or would it have been like, no, I ain't throwing it on the ground?
I don't think we're gonna throw
this BB gun
somebody's property that costs some hundreds. I don't know. I would probably throw it on the ground, but I know people would be pissed off at me. I don't know. Sorry, because. I guess the question I'm about to ask is a bit of a tangent, but you were touching on it, and I'm actually interested. Why would you show Luca? Well, first off, I guess what age? But even I know it's still going to be too young for me. Why would you show Luca how to handle a gun? I guess.
So the age, I think it would be maybe around like 12. And it's really depending on what he grasps, right? Like he knows the difference or whatever. I know some kids that their parents at 7 8 years old or whatever, they know how to operate, they know the calibers, and all this real gun nut shit, right? And I really just think it depends on the child. And for that, like, age wise, it just kind of depends on the child, but I think maybe anything under 7, like, it's like that's a little too much. You know what I mean? But and your second question was,
like, why would you do it? Even 7, I'm sorry, 7 sounds fucking insane to me because, like, I would never hand my 7-year-old a fucking kitchen knife. Like, I would think it's too destructive. Like, I'm like, no. Like, so the fucking idea that I'm going to give him a gun, it sounds so fucking nuts to me.
Would you give a 7-year-old a power drill?
I'd be more comfortable with them having a power drill.
Man, that's how you're gonna get out. You're gonna end up with a bunch of holes in your drywall somewhere.
So your
But yeah,
second,
why would you show what's the logic, I guess, in teaching them how to operate a weapon?
so if some reason somehow he gets into my gun where my gun's at or something, I mean I have the lock for it, so he can't, without the key you can't even use that bitch. But if for some reason someone breaks in and I'm not home or whatever, he needs to use it, that's one. Two, he needs to know that this is like, hey, this is not a toy. This is a real. This is a salud. This is a real thing, and this is how you properly store it and put it away. This is not for fun. This is not for games. Understand that this thing takes lives. You could take your life if you're not careful. Like and just kind of just show them and teach them, because you got to teach these kids things, because they're gonna be curious. They're gonna be like, oh, well, why I can never touch it. And they're going to be wanting to touch it and find it and shit. And that's what happens. But my main reason is gun knowledge. He needs to know how an operator use it. No, it's not a toy. And this is only for emergency only. That's it. That's it.
Yeah,
unless you want to grow up to be an assassin.
Yeah. 100%.
Yeah, I don't know, man. Because I think you could teach part of that without teaching them how to use the gun. Like, you could totally teach your kid, this is how you handle a gun. This is the parts you don't touch. Like, this is how you put away a gun. This is how you move a gun safely. Like, you could teach those things without ever teaching them like how to shoot and shit like that. Like, obviously they're gonna know you pull the trigger to shoot. Like, everybody fucking knows that. I don't know. Something about that just feels weird. For one, it's almost comical. Sorry, I'm not even trying to, but I find it fucking hilarious. Like that a fucking 7-8-year-old kid is gonna be like, oh, someone's breaking in the house. Let me run to my dad's gun safe and grab the gun. And like that sounds fucking insane to me. Like, even adults are not gonna be able to pull that shit off, really. But
facts.
Beyond, I don't know. I would just be too afraid. It's like, to quote the greatest superhero comic book of all time, Spider-Man, with great power comes great responsibility. I don't think that young kids are able to have that responsibility. Like, I think dumb shit will occur. Like
You're right. Some dumb shit will occur.
I'm sorry to smile. I'm just thinking about Uncle Ben over there handing Spider-Man a gat while he's dying on the street.
Yo, finish that motherfucker.
Go clap that motherfucker. I already taught you how to use it.
That is so beast.
I don't know. I personally feel like
I think it's
I
good.
feel like if you're not going to be carrying the gun, then you probably shouldn't know how to use it.
Oh, well, I carry my gun everywhere I go.
Well, yeah, but you're 30-something years old.
I'm not saying he's going to carry. Or when he turns 20, he might want to.
I know.
But
You're making my argument. I'm saying, like, when he turns 18 or whatever age, that he could start carrying a gun. Maybe that's around the time that it's okay to teach them how to operate a gun.
by then, it's way too late. Like, he'll get this information from his friends and not really know the full benefit of it. Like, by the time this man goes into, let's say, the 7th grade going to 8, I think maybe that's a proper time to show him, like, hey, this is a gun. This is what this does. This is how you load it, unload it. Never point it at somebody. And always keep your finger off the trigger unless you're ready to shoot. That's it. And it's not a toy. Don't be just pulling it out trying to be a badass. Like, no, don't do that.
Doey, I've got a related question to you. I'm curious what your opinions on this are, especially given that I don't think any of us probably like stuck to this. Do you think that we should be careful about what age should a child start playing games that involve like gunplay? Like, at what point do you go from Mario to GTA? What is the appropriate age for that?
I think there definitely is. You should definitely, like, Grand Theft Auto. I know, yo, so many kids gravitate towards that game. It's like as soon as they get into like 5th, 6th grade, it's all they want is Grand Theft Auto. They want to race. They want to go to the strip club. It's all the things that they're not supposed to know and do. So it's like drugs. It's like drugs for kids, Grand Theft Auto. So I would say just based off of that, like, yeah, you should definitely watch and observe and have talks with your children about it, because you don't know how that'll end up in the future, if you know what I mean. Just constantly, I played very violent games as a child, but
I was just looking it up. Grand Theft Auto 1 came out in 1997, so I was 11 years old when that game came out, and I definitely owned that game when it first released. Yeah. I think that was probably too young for me to be playing that, honestly, but
it also, the simulation aspect is a lot different. Now you have
100%.
Actual AI that looks like a human and you're shooting them, and there's like a different aspect. The games we were playing looked like actual video games. This shit looks like real life nowadays. Yeah, that's fair. But I think definitely buying your children weapons and stuff like that, I definitely think that all that stuff comes with a very big responsibility behind it. And I think, like, just like owning a dog and just like owning you, there's levels to it. Are you old enough to be responsible for this? Like, is that, I think that's a big part. I think guns, I wouldn't teach my child how to shoot a gun until he was in high school. I think around the time you start learning how to drive and all that shit, and like, it's like a good age to kind of like start introducing them to aspects of the real world and defending yourself and stuff like that. I think like that's a good age. Maybe 8th grade, the earliest, you know what I mean?
So you're thinking 15?
Yeah. Yeah, definitely after 13, 14, somewhere in the 15 age. I think that's like a healthy area.
I mean, y'all know that I'm down in Texas, so like I definitely had buddies growing up that like age 6, age 7, they were shooting some kind of 22 or something. Like they, usually the first gun you get or the first gun you're using in Texas 22. Would be like some kind of 22. It'd be like one of those like short barrel like Ruger 22s or something like that. That's like the rifles, and that's what a lot of people do down here. I think it's, I don't know. I don't have any kids. I don't have to worry about this. I ask my sisters and anyone that I'm gifting, any kids that I'm gifting gifts to. I ask their parents before I gift any kind of gifts to them.
Stuff like that you should ask first. You know what I mean? Like,
yes, for sure.
Because you don't know what their household is or what they're agreeing with. But yeah. But
no, you want to be respectful.
No, that's fair. I mean, same thing with like a video game. You got to talk to the parent before you gift that video game. Don't give your 14-year-old nephew Battlefield 2042 unless you know that mom and dad are both on board with their 12-year-old playing Battlefield 2042. You know,
facts.
Yeah, sure. But yeah, I don't think so. You know, we're all on the same page. Like giving gifts, let somebody know that, hey, I'm want to give your kid a Nerf gun, yes or no. And everybody has their own age limit or when they think they should you teach them how to use or know what a gun is. So I don't know. I'm still on the premise, maybe because I am a gun owner and I have it in my house. No, even with a shotgun, that'd be a little bit harder for Luca to really kind of cock back and load up. But
I mean, at his current age, yes.
Yeah. I think the harder the gun is to use, the better it is to show them, in my opinion. Like, don't show them how to use the easy shit first. Show them how to use some overly cumbersome, hard gun to use. Like, that would be my thought process.
Why is that? Why do you think that's...
Because it's just going to be, in my opinion, you show them the easy thing, the pistol, you cock it back and you're ready to go, and the shit is like there. I personally think like that's the easy thing. Like understanding what you're doing, like that big unwieldy gun, it's big and unwieldy because you can kill somebody with it. And I don't know, I just feel like the light pistols take a lot of that away, and it's just like this thing that just makes really loud noises.
Do you think that just because of the size of the gun and how hard it is to deal with, like they won't be curious enough to be like, oh, I still want to see this? Because my thing is like trying to kill their curiosity, right? Because once they see it, they're gonna always try to look for it. And, you know, like I heard stories of kids killing themselves because they found a gun and they shoot, or they kill their little friends. Like they're gonna be curious, and maybe the fact that they have toy guns, and they think it's normal to walk around and do it. Maybe that's why it won't be okay for maybe Luca to have toy guns or whatever until he understands that the gun that I have is not a toy, and then maybe afterward he can see the difference. But I don't know.
I've got a statistic that I would be interested in looking up. I wonder if like we're more likely to play with Nerf guns, like kids are more likely to play with Nerf guns in America because we have such a gun, like such a love for guns in this country compared to other countries. I wonder if that's just not really a thing in some of these other countries.
What about super soakers? It's technically a gun, right?
Yes, it's shaped like a gun.
I think it goes to Mateo's point of, do other countries have this many gun toys?
I think super soakers are worldwide.
Worldwide?
Right? Of course, they're sold worldwide. Do you think they sell in comparable quantities in European countries as America? Is the question.
It's a possibility.
Dude, one of my favorite toys growing up was the revolvers that had the little gunpowder.
Yeah.
The little plastic ones.
And yo, that shit was fire. It was like a little snub nose, like a 38 special.
Yep.
What age were you playing with that?
I was like
7. And I was walking the streets with that thing, clapping, da, da, da.
Same. I had that exact same one. I had the little ring that you would put in it to like. But should we have been playing with those? I mean, that's the big question, right?
No, yeah, I don't think that's why they don't even do them anymore.
You know, my favorite one was with those cap guns. They had these bombs that you would drop. Do you ever have those? They
The little like silver ones?
Yeah, they were little silver missile looking things, and you would put a cap right at the top, and you drop that shit down, and it was so loud.
Yeah,
you would just drop that by your buddy's foot or something. It sounded like a bomb going off.
What was it called? Like the C420 or some shit, like C4 or some shit like that.
I don't even remember. I just vaguely remember that little like missile shaped toy.
Yeah.
It's interesting now though. Now that I know how to use guns, and I know about revolvers and things like that. When I used that little gun, I remember one time I was holding it not the right way and I shot and I burned my hand.
Damn.
The gunpowder and the gas, it burned my hand, and that's something that could happen on a revolver if you don't hold it correctly. I just thought it was interesting that I learned kind of a gun lesson there.
I've still got a scar somewhere on my hand from like the first time that I shot. I think it was like a 38 or something like that. And
You shot yourself?
No, it bit me. The hammer when it came back, I had my hand too high, and so the hammer like caught me and just had blood dripping out. I was like, I guess I'm done shooting for now.
That's why I like the Glocks, because they come with different backing, I guess plates or whatever, and it could give you a wider grip or a shorter grip or just more grip in general. And it doesn't have a hammer on it like how the revolvers do. You slide back, but it does slide. And it only bit me once, and I adjusted my hand correctly how it needs to be sitting on a gun, and from that day on, I haven't had an issue.
Yep.
But to all the fans out there, if you stuck around this far, 2 hours and 2 minutes into this episode, I appreciate you. No?
No, we did the little, sound check, production
It never
stuff.
plays out like that. But good try.
Why is that not playing?
Because like we start recording, it's 2 hours 2 minutes now, but maybe we wasted a little bit of time in there. Maybe we put a little thing in there
For the
little intro
Patreons.
music.
There's the
The
intro
Patreons.
music.
It's like you're off, man. Just don't reference the time.
We got to fade in. We all live in different like cities, so like the time dilation difference between like
Yeah, no, they're being dicks. But if you made it this far, hit the subscribe button if you haven't already. Hit the bell if you didn't notify you when the hot videos is dropping hot and ready. I love it when I say that shit. Gives me a little happiness. We're on all platforms: Apple Music, Spotify, TikTok, IG, Facebook, Podbean. We're on there. Like, share, subscribe. Can't say it enough. Please comment. Pucho wants to see the comments. Mateo wants to go back and forth with certain comments. And always, don't forget, go one up yourself.
And read books.
I thought he was about to Michael Scott us. I thought Tony was just
Yeah.
going to keep like stretching out that outro. And don't forget,
Peace.
every time, whenever, forever.
However,
However,
I love Michael
Let
Scott.
Whenever.
people go, guys. Let them go.